Fresh crew, we finally got these Nike SB Dunk Low born and raised here in the sneaker cave. Now y'all gotta stay tuned to this video because y'all gonna be surprised how I feel about these. But before we jump in, I need everybody to join the Fresh crew. We are on the race to 5K, and I just need everybody to tap in by clicking that subscribe button, liking the video. Also follow us on our other social media platforms. It's at Fresh Colorway on Instagram and on TikTok. Now these SB Dunk Low born and raised was released on September 28th for a retail price of $130 via the Born and Raised website. And for those who don't know the history of this shoe, it's been a lot going on that had this shoe pushed back a few times. But before we talk about that, let's talk about the Born and Raised brand. So Born and Raised is an LA-based streetwear brand that was started by Chris Printup, aka Spanto, and Alex Artman, aka Two Tone. Now this brand was started in 2013, and to be honest, it came a long way since then. It was so crazy because here recently, I seen that Born and Raised has a collaboration with the NFL, and they actually got Born and Raised like Cincinnati Bengals gear. I also seen Born and Raised Cleveland Browns gear. So that's very dope that they, grown this brand so far in such a short time. Now I want to say this shoe was originally supposed to release sometime in June of 2023, but around that time, right before the release, I want to say maybe like a week or two before the release, the owner, Chris Printup, aka Spanto, tragically died in a car accident. So out of respect for him and his family, the shoes was pulled off a sneakers app. They were recalled back from the skate shops, and they actually effectively canceled the release until further notice. And then we got word that the release will actually take place in September. Now, a lot of speculation was floating around on who was gonna get the shoe. Was it going back to skate shops? Was it gonna be on sneakers app? Nike made the decision only to release it at the Born and Raised store in Los Angeles. So you know that spelled L's for everybody who was outside of LA. And it was crazy because they had lines wrapped around the block for people trying to put in for the raffle in the store. And you had people online trying to get pairs. And we pretty much all took L's. Like, I had to actually pay the resale for mine. And that ticket ain't cheap, I can tell you that much. Now, currently on StockX, you can pick up my size 12 for $667. And that's before taxes, local fees, and shipping. So needless to say, this shoe is kind of out of reach at this point. Like, if you ain't willing to either pay that crazy ticket or trade some shoes to get it, this shoe is basically impossible to acquire just because such low stock numbers. Word on the street that it was only like 20,000 pairs worldwide. Some released at Born and Raised, and then they'll see an actual worldwide skate shop release here soon, sometime in the month of October, but it's gonna be hard to get those pairs even overseas. But before we jump into my opinion about this shoe, let's take a closer look at it. This shoe has a white leather upper with navy blue suede Chicago color blocking, a holographic Nike check, a white midsole, a translucent blue outer sole with Born SB underneath, a holographic Nike SB on the pull tab, Born SB with one block at a time on the tongue. Now I can't say the material on this shoe is A1. Like, you can't knock this material at all. It's very dope. It's a very nice shoe. It seems like Nike puts a lot of time and effort when it comes to those SB collabs, and they really did a good job on this one. It did come with extra spare pair of laces. Of course, you got the blue laces that come OG laced in these. Then you get a pair of white flat laces, as well as like a white color rope lace, and then a flat like bandana color pink lace. And I really like the pink laces. That's probably the way to drip these shoes for sure, if you did grab these and you wanted to do a lace swap. And one thing that they did that was unique to this SB Dunk was they went with the leather inside sock liner. Usually they got like that felt type material that gets dirty super quick, but this one looks like it'll hold up a lot longer. It's like a plush high grade of leather, so I really salute them for doing that. Now let's talk about my overall thoughts and opinion on this shoe. Now I gotta say, the hype on this shoe is ridiculous. It was ridiculous since the death of the owner, and I think that really propped up the prices on this shoe and the limited availability of this shoe. And word on the street was that a lot of these skate shops who got them early backdoored their pairs, and they couldn't give them back to Nike when Nike recalled the pairs because the owner of the Born and Raised brand passed away. So with them changing that release date, a lot of the pairs were already on the street months ago. So a lot of people did have these in hand. And that just drove up the price ridiculously at that time. Now when it comes to sneaker releases, you do gotta take in consideration the hype on the shoe. And the hype on this is probably as high as it ever could be. Like, I don't think any shoe this year was more hype than the Nike SB Dunk Low Born and Raised. This probably was the hypest shoe of 2023. I don't foresee any shoe coming out being more hype than this release. So it definitely get kudos in that department. But this shoe ain't all that in my humble opinion. Like, it's a nice shoe, don't get me wrong. But this is not a super duper must cop, pay the high resale. I need to get these. In my humble opinion, I would much settle for the Fly Streetwears over the Born and Raised. I'm just being honest. Like, the Fly Streetwear is a shoe that you could probably pick up for about 200 and some change. And it's not too big of a difference when it comes to the colorway. Like, the colorway is very similar. And this shoe is gonna run you about 3 pairs of these in the size 12. Or you could pick up one of these. Even when it comes to the overall uniqueness of the shoe, I can't give it the nod over the Nike SB Dunk Low Doritos. In my humble opinion, these are better than a Born and Raised. And then we come to one of the best shoes that's released, honestly, this all year. This might be the sneaker of the year, honestly. And that's the Nike SB Pine Green. They might be sneaker of the year. It's just, you know, the combination of the Jordan 4 and the SB Nike. It's just such a fire shoe. You know, this just gets the nod over the Born and Raised in my humble opinion. Now, they did introduce us to a new brand that I wasn't really familiar with here in the Midwest. And like I said, I reside here in Cincinnati, Ohio. So this is a shoe and a brand that I would have never been exposed to if it wasn't for the SB collection. So I do give them nod for that. And it is a very dope shoe. This is one that's definitely staying in the sneaker cave. This is one that I'm gonna keep long term. I am gonna go on foot and really wear this shoe. But I would be lying if I put it over all those other shoes that I mentioned before. So if I had to rate this shoe between 1 and 10, with 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, this is about an 8. This is about an 8 out of 10. It's still a very good shoe. That is a B in the class. I do salute them for the attention to detail. All the little things on the shoe that they have, you know, that you can find out, you know, it's very dope. They really took their time in designing this, and it's a lot of hype. You know, shout out to the owner, Spanto, rest in peace. You know, I send my thoughts and my prayers to his family. Definitely his legacy will live on through this shoe and just through the brand that he created. But all in all, I can't put it over the Doritos, the SB4s. And personally, I put the Fly Streetwears above the Born and Raised. But before we get out of here, I want to hear from the Fresh crew. How y'all feel about the Born and Raised SB Dunk Low? Is this something that y'all gonna pick up and pay the resale for? Drop it down in the comment section below. And I need you to join the Fresh crew. How you join the Fresh crew? You click like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on social media at Fresh Colorway on TikTok and Instagram. It's your boy Mo signing out for Fresh Colorway, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.